Welcome to a brand new series we're going to call Sunday Conversations. Each week we're going to take sort of an easygoing, casual game and have a bit of a go on it whilst discussing a topic which I think we may find quite interesting. This week we're going to look at the future of smartphones, and towards the end we're going to turn into a little bit of a rant about sort of modern computing technology. We're going to play American Truck Simulator whilst doing this, doing a short route from Fresno to Truckee. And just for a pre-warning, I'm not great at driving games, and this is the very first time I've played with a controller. So getting my excuses in early. I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, enjoy. Right, engine on. That's where we started, just over there, so we've not missed much. Let's get a nice view. That will be about there, that's okay. So, the future of mobile phones. Let me just turn the volume down slightly. Let's go into here. About there. Yeah. Where were we? Oh, which changes the view. Okay. Right, the future for mobile phones. So as you'll know, there is sort of a dominating market at the moment between Samsung and Apple. Apple with the iPhone and Samsung with the Galaxy sort of series. So, truthfully, out of the gate, I'm an iPhone owner, and that's only for the last sort of 3 years. Prior to that, it was much more. I had a Windows phone and an Android phone for work. So, I've gone through red lights there. That's why you should concentrate while driving. So, I have had a fair bit of experience with sort of the three main operating systems. Of course, you've got like the sort of the One Plus, which is sort of starting to come out at the moment, which supposedly rivals that as a fourth operating system. But for the time being, it's those big three, or big two, really, between iOS and the Android. Okay. So, my issue with both makes a phone. Apple is a brand. First and foremost, if you buy an Apple product, you're not looking 100% for quality product. You're looking at least a slight percentage for that name, the sort of the Apple brand. Anyone who tells you otherwise is not telling the truth. Especially in these last few years, a lot of Apple products are based around the branding, the Apple name. And that's exactly why I started to get into Apple products. I openly admit that. And the reason you stay with Apple is it's so much easier to have everything working on one system. iTunes, for instance, you have one iTunes account that goes straight across any Apple products that you have. So since buying the iPhone, I've got myself an iPad and a MacBook, which they all work together brilliantly. Now, I know that's also a possibility with Android, but in terms of a product sort of the name, Apple has built that up so much to an extent that now you can't go across products with Android. So Samsung, if you buy a product on the Android market for music purposes, or just use the Google Play Store, accessing all your purchases on another platform, even if it is Android, is a lot more complex. For instance, I may be wrong with this. Android users are more than welcome to disagree with me, but I don't feel like if I buy an Android game on the Google Play Store, or a movie or music, if I want to then get it on the PC, it's gonna be some sort of hassle. It's not going to be that ease of just pressing a click of a button, sync, everything's there, you can access it. It's the same as sort of cloud devices now. You get Windows, I use the OneDrive with the Office 365. You get, if everything is on one system and clicks together, there's a speeding offence. Default. Everything's on one system and sort of clicks together, like with the Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Publisher, all that stuff. And you can get it across all your devices, whatever the operating system is, by using the cloud device. That's what you're going to do. It's just simpler, especially now where Wi-Fi is literally everywhere. So that's iPhone. The build quality as well, another point I forgot to mention. I mean, what other company can you name that, where the phones, the look at least, and the feel is of such a high quality? Which brings me on to Samsung. Right, just so you're aware, I'm not coming from a totally blind point of view. I've had Samsungs in the past. I have family members who have Samsungs. The build quality, I find, is not great. They look fantastic from a distance. They're really super smart, as the Apple ones are, but if you hold one in your hand, it feels pretty cheap, I'm not gonna lie. And that's always for me been a big issue with whether to go for a product, is what it feels like. Does it feel worth the money, or does it feel like someone's just shoved expensive components into a cheap looking device? Which is how I would sum up many of the Samsung products. However, in their defense, you look at Samsung now and they're starting to branch off, and they're going for sort of innovating devices. Am I allowed to go this way? Is it? Oh, it's green now, so it must be. Anyway, they're starting to branch off with things like the Edge, going for that. Oh, I'm not going that way anyway, I'm just following the traffic. Let's go the right way. Oh, sorry, I was not paying attention. They're going for things like the Edge, which is sort of an innovative, even if it's not amazingly great, an innovative device, which is where you need to be heading in this sort of technological era. You need to do that innovative engineering. Look at VR in the last few months, how big that's become, because it's something different. People haven't experienced that. They want, so automatically there is a want there to experience that new thing, which you can just give that label to any big technological advancement over history. If it's something new that people haven't tried or seen anywhere before, you're going to have such a huge advantage there. And at the moment, it looks like a lot of phones flagging behind. Oh, we've got some lights on. Ah, there we are. I can see now. All the phones flagging behind the two sort of flagship ones, if you like, they're not doing too great, because a lot of them do try and copy those innovative features. You see the best cameras at the moment, and that's the way a lot of companies are trying to claw back, by doing the same with high quality cameras, but just pushing that extra bit with the same feature. That's commendable and it's great, but it's still a camera, and that's not a new innovative feature. I use camera just as an example. So you look at your LG and sort of Windows Phone devices, Nokia, come back Nokia please, and other manufacturers, which to be honest I struggle to think of. If you look back a few years ago, you had so many different options when it came to purchasing a phone, so if you look at LG, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, even Siemens had phones out, Motorola, loads there. And now you really have just got a choice. You either go for a high-end iPhone, high-end Samsung, or you might as well just get a cheap smartphone. You can get them for £100 now. They're that commonplace out there. So it's kind of eating into tablet market, which is what we're coming on to next. Now, a few years ago, everything was going tablet. Right, you've got a tablet now. You don't need desktop PCs or laptops or anything. You can do everything on a tablet. And to a certain extent, yeah, it's true. You can do a lot on a tablet. But by doing a lot on a tablet, companies have come up with the phablet. The name is horrendous. Phablet is something which, in my opinion, is going to die out, because if you look at those two products, it's not focused enough with a phablet. If you want to call someone on a phone, you're going to want something small that fits in your pocket as a phone to ring people up. That's the primary use of a phone. And a lot of companies forget that. The primary use of a phone is for quick, easy communication, be that through office emails, texting, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter. It's for really quick getting out, using, putting away. It's not for holding and keeping in your hand all day, constantly working. The other side of a phablet, a tablet, is used much more for productivity, editing documents, looking things up, researching the internet, buying stuff, sort of e-commerce, and also for young children, you're looking at big education, huge education market. If you want to do either of those things, you're going to buy a phone or a tablet. If you buy a phablet, the communication side of things is lost, because the tablet's too big. You don't want to carry around a tablet-sized object to make calls, so you're going to buy a phone. If you're working, you're going to buy a tablet, because a phone is too small. Trying to move your thumbs around the screen and doing a large amount of texting to write a document is difficult. You just try it. You can't do it for a large length of time. Let's play it safe. Go for this one. So that's just the be all and end all. Phablets won't last. There is no need. They're a novelty item at the moment, like sort of 3D glasses were a few years ago. Oh no, I was so close then. There we are. Okay, we're going to do another little short journey, because there is a little bit more I want to get into while I'm on a rant. So we're going to go to level 1. Yes. Okay. Let's go for high value cargo. Right, let's find a short one. So we'll go for distance. Where's distance? Oh, that's high to low, is it? Okay. Let's go. Let's go for that. Chucky to Sacramento. So, yeah, so phablet's going to die. Now, before the sort of smartphone generation came along, a lot of people were saying the PC, desktop PC, is on its last legs. Look at laptops. What's the need for a desktop PC? I think that sort of thought has well and truly died. Oh, I'm trapped again. Should we go? Is that enough? Yes, there we go. So, that thought's died off. And in my opinion, I think desktop PC has become slightly stronger since then. The main modern piece of technology that is dying out, in my opinion, is the laptop. Laptops now, if people want a portable device to do their work on, or to game on, or anything like that, we've just talked about what they're going to buy. It's going to be a tablet. It's easy to carry around. It's easy to quickly do work on, and now you're seeing a real pickup in the amount of tablets that have got that detachable keyboards. Look at the Surface. It's a high-end product, but it's a tablet. So laptops now, if they're being produced, you're looking at a market that's tiny, because let's turn the lights on. Because your portable sort of casual workers, if you like, I say casual in the loosest of terms, everyone works really hard if they're working. Your tablets, it's going to be that portable option that you can just click a keyboard on. You've got a laptop. You made a laptop out of a cheaper device that's much more portable, lightweight. And then if you buy a laptop, what is the purpose of that laptop going to be over, say, a high-end tablet with a keyboard that's going to be cheaper? Is productivity, media production, gaming. Those four sort of things that are there. But now, look how much cheaper you can buy a desktop PC for compared to a laptop with similar specs. So, for instance, my PC specs at the moment, if I wanted to buy specs like that in a laptop, my options would be 0. There are no laptops. You cannot fit the specs of a high-end desktop PC in a laptop. If you go to the nearest sort of laptop specs to a high-end PC, you're looking at double the price. It's ridiculous. And so, if you are in the production, productivity, media, sort of gaming, any market like that, you're going to go for what? You're going to go for the cheaper option that has more power, and you can work on at a much easier expense to yourself and to your energy and time, which is the desktop PC. So I can't see, honestly, the market is slimming down so much in terms of what everything can do. You can do almost anything that you can do on a tablet, on a phone, and then you can also do a lot of what you can do on a desktop PC on a tablet. So that market for the laptop, the portable computing device that it was pitched as, is so tiny, because your power and your portability are two very, very different options now. And depending on which one you want to go for, you want to go for portability, you're going to go a tablet. You want to go for power, you're going to go a desktop PC. So, there you are. There's my sort of conversation about the future of smartphones that has ended up with a sort of debate with myself about laptops, portable sort of working devices, portable computing. That's a better way of putting it. So there you are, there's my opinion. The phone market needs to innovate, needs to do something to compete with those two big brands. And the computing market, laptops are dead, pretty much. Possibly. See you next week.